Hey Internet, this is Jacob Clifford and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know I really focus on textbook economics and I've never made any videos about personal finance. But in this video, I'm going to focus entirely on how to get rich. So it's the 5 tips for getting rich.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
Now, I don't have a Lamborghini or some giant ridiculous mansion, but considering where I was 20 years ago when I was living on the street in a motorhome, and now I have a comfortable living and a nice house and a wonderful family, I consider myself a success story. So let me tell you all about it. Now, when it came to school, I wasn't a particularly good student. If there was a class that I really liked, then I would work hard and I'd try, but if I didn't like the class, then I wouldn't really try very much. I wasn't dumb, I was just kind of lazy. But from the beginning, my mom always said, you gotta go to college, and so it was always an expectation in my head, I'm going to college. So my freshman year, I went to play college football in Kentucky. That didn't really work out, so I moved home for a year and went to a junior college and then transferred to the University of Illinois. And the same problem happened again. Once I got there, I focused more on my social life than I did on my studies. Finally, one day, after feeling like I wasn't getting anywhere, I called my mom in tears and said, I gotta come home. I'm not doing anything with my life, I gotta come home. Seriously, it is miserable moving back in with your parents when you're 22 years old and feeling like you really didn't get anything done in your life. I mean, I went off to college, never got a diploma, and now I'm back here in San Diego. And the worst part of it is I didn't even really change. I actually moved down to the beach and started working at a bar and started living the, MTV lifestyle. You're drinking and partying with your friends. It seems fun, but in the long run, there's no joy. If I stayed at that bar, living that lifestyle, eventually I know that I was gonna regret it. I got my whole life in front of me and I have no idea what I'm doing. So finally, around Christmas of 2000, I decided I am sick of this lifestyle, I'm gonna quit. So I quit my job working the bar and I grabbed my motorhome and moved down to Mexico so I could surf, clear my mind, and just get my act together. The reason why I'm telling you this whole story is it's getting to tip number 1, which is to find meaning. And for me, that meaning came in the form of faith and prayer and spiritual things, having faith in God. I'm not trying to push religion on you or convert you or make you believe the same things I believe. It's because it doesn't matter what you do, if you have meaning, then you're always rich. And that brings me to the most valuable thing that I have in my life, which is my wife. My wife, I love so much, and it's this exact same time where she comes in the picture. She sees all these changes in me and she wants to know what's going on, and she ends up joining the same church that I joined, and we got married in the summer of 2001. I should know that. She's gonna be mad at me. But I never would have done that if I didn't search for that meaning in my life. If I was focused on the MTV lifestyle, I never would have slowed down enough to think, okay, what matters? Well, if this girlfriend matters, don't let her get out of your hands. But we were totally broke. I have right here, this is my 2001 tax return. And the grand total comes out to $8,920. That was our annual income for the entire year of 2001. We were way below the poverty line. So we have all this meaning in our life, but we have absolutely no money. We're living in a motorhome and parking on the street. So yes, you've been learning economics from a guy who was basically homeless living on the streets. Congratulations. So I'm married, I'm 24 years old, I don't have a degree, but I'm a junior, I have college credit. What am I gonna do? Well, that's step 2, get that diploma. By the way, those of you who aren't interested in going to university and college and getting a 4-year degree, I'm still talking to you. Make sure you get some sort of diploma or degree in some sort of vocational thing, something that you can do that other people can't do. So what I did is I enrolled in the local university and I finished up school as quickly as I possibly could. Now I'm sure some of you are like, of course, Mr. Clifford, I have meaning in my life and I have or I will finish college. None of this stuff applies to me. Well, here comes number 3. So my wife got her teaching credential and she became a teacher as I finished up my bachelor's degree and eventually got my teaching credential. And when I did that, I went to work and my wife, because she wanted to, decided to stay home with our kids. And when we made that decision, that meant 2 different things. 1, I had to bring in all the money, and 2, more importantly, we had to say no. We do not need that. Now it seems like this goes without saying. Obviously, if you want to become rich someday, you gotta make sure not to go into a lot of debt. But it's a serious problem in the United States. So many people fall into that trap. They get out of college, they make the first paycheck, they think, oh, we're doing great. Let's buy a new car. No! I've never owned a new car ever. So here I am outside of my house with my 1997 Toyota Camry. Yeah. Rich people got rich by not spending a lot of money. If you want to get rich, you've got to say no, and you got to get yourself out of debt. Okay, let's move on. Now in 2005, I got a gift from my wife's father that changed my life. It is right here, and boom. This computer had something that very few computers at the time had: the ability to edit videos. And that is tip number 4, develop skills. For me, it happened to be understanding economics and being able to explain it to other people and being able to video edit. I needed those 3 things if I was gonna make these videos and start doing what I'm doing. Remember, the job that I have, making YouTube videos full-time, did not exist 10 years ago. I mean, very few people were doing that, but I'm doing it right now. That means that 10 years from now, there's gonna be all sorts of jobs that don't exist today. So how do you get ready for those jobs? Think about it. How do you prepare for a job that doesn't exist? The only way to do it is to develop skills that when the job comes around, you have the skills to jump into that market. Now, of course, I'm leaving out all these details of my life story. I've had 5 beautiful kids who I just adore, but I'm focusing more on the economics and the personal finance here, so let me just go back to my career. So at the same time I was teaching, I got a side job teaching AP Econ teachers how to teach economics. Then after doing that for several different years, teachers started to say, hey, I can't go to your workshop, but I love your resources. So what did I do? Well, I started selling the resources. And that is step number 5, think like an entrepreneur. Think, okay, what do I do well that other people can't do, and how can I make some money off that? So in my case, I was a teacher, but I also had my side business where I sold teacher resources to teachers and then student resources like the Ultimate Review Packet. But it took a lot of time and energy to develop that stuff. So don't let anyone ever tell you that running a business is easy. It is so hard. And considering where I was 20 years ago, I mean, I've come a long way and I've learned a lot of things, and that's what I'm gonna share in this video. My life and some things I've learned about getting rich. Anyways, if you want me to make more personal finance videos and go into more details about these ideas I'm talking about, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to share this video with your friends and family and put it out there so more people can become entrepreneurs and more people can find meaning and all those other things I talked about in this video. And get out there and go become what you're meant to become, okay? Thanks for watching. Till next time.